Oh, these pretzels suck. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. There we go. Now it's a reaction video. All right, listen, you get that there's a large meta joke going on here, right? And I've already kind of made my thoughts about the whole thing, but you know what? I like funny trends. I don't need any other reason to do something other than it is funny. That is the only reason. We'll see where this goes. Maybe I'll just get crucified for this. Who knows? Let's see.
Guys, today we're going to be watching this video from Grenader Jake.
Guys, today we're going to be watching this video from Grenader Jake, and we're also going to be watching this video from Astrocross, and we're going to be watching this video from Fallout. Links of all of their channels and their original videos are in the description. Be sure to go give them some love.
Let's watch this.
Gentlemen,
Let's
I would
watch
like
Cross
to just take
watch
some
this.
time.
Let's watch Fallout, watch Cross, watch Jake.
I feel like this is maybe the least united I've ever felt the Destiny community be. I've been a part of the Destiny community since
Been
day
pretty
one
scattered
of
lately.
Destiny 1.
I disagree with that. I feel like we're all kind of in the same boat. We all want the game to be a little bit better, and it could be better, and it's just not in the place we want to be, you know? Maybe that's just my community. My community seems to be pretty rallied around that cause.
September 9th.
Holy shit. Look at baby Grenader Jake. Dude, he's so
Dude, YouTube
he's so big.
YouTube compression's gonna destroy this. He's gonna be like 15 pixels by the third time somebody's reacted to this. Oh, this is great. Look, my YouTube overlay is overlaying the YouTube overlay, which is overlaid on the overlay. I love this. This is the greatest video idea ever.
The game has issues that are still pretty bad, but overall, yeah, great game. I would agree.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't agree with that. But we wouldn't be here either if it I don't know what I'm saying. What I'm gonna put my pretzels away.
Says anything good about the game.
Sponsored.
Okay, first up, he's not sponsored. I get comments all the time, like my Helldivers review, Cross, how much they pay you, are you sponsored?
Bro, I wish I could get sponsored by Bungie. You have to declare it. I think that's what they're about to say here. You have to declare it legally and by YouTube's own terms of service. So if you're gonna do a product placement, you have to let people know. Oh,
No, you would get in a lot of trouble for that.
Third, that just seems sponsored for what? What would he be sponsored for saying that Destiny is
D2 is a good game.
you know? I
Sponsored
think from a-
trash.
I think that just goes more to show where we're at as a community, right? I obviously these three, I almost said two, these three fine gentlemen understand that, right? It's more of a commentary on where the community's head's at. I get so many comments where if I say anything even remotely positive about Destiny or Bungie, I get backlash on that, right? It's like, Destiny isn't, it's impossible for Destiny to do anything right at this point. Continue.
Destiny is the gunplay. I mean, go play other shooters
Hard
out there.
agree.
For whatever reason, Destiny has absolutely killed it, and Bungie's
Really good
always killed
gunplay.
it with how gunplay feels in their games.
Completely
And
agree.
People have the false narrative of saying that Destiny is a terrible game. It's not. It's fantastic.
I don't think it's just the gunplay though, at least for me, the build crafting. Like, I don't get this level, this deep of build crafting any other place, any other game. Destiny does get gunplay correct, that is absolutely true, but for me, it is 100% the builds, and I think a lot of people don't realize that.
For a second, let's talk about maybe why it feels terrible to so many people.
Feels terrible. I mean, it doesn't. I feel like we're just kind of tired with the gameplay loop. The game has been out for a long
Hard
time.
agree.
And we haven't had major drastic changes in a while. I agree
Innovation.
with them, at the core. Great game.
Yeah.
Bungie isn't doing anything wrong here. It's our expectations that are currently incorrect. Imagine you have a favorite food, a favorite restaurant even, and you go to that restaurant and order the same thing every single meal, not even every day. By week 4, you probably can't stand this anymore. Now, you wouldn't go to the manager and get mad at them that meal you've ordered 30 times, 90 times, whatever by now, isn't appealing the way it used to be. It's the same kind of system here with Bungie. I genuinely believe that 9.5 years after the launch of Destiny 1, the majority of the frustration related to Destiny 2 just comes from overplaying it.
Or maybe not overplaying it. Maybe the fact that, again, we haven't had significant shakeups in the game for a long time. The core gameplay loop is kind of played out.
I don't entirely agree with the analogy of a restaurant. Like, I get where that's coming from 100%, and I understand the idea, the thought process behind that, but we're not a restaurant, right? Like, I think the analogy doesn't quite stick as well. Just so we're clear, I haven't seen any of the other people's videos here other than Jake's, the original one, so I have some thoughts on this already, but a game. This is a game. Like the analogy I gave, or rather the comparison I gave for the other video that we did, is I said, look at Fortnite, right? Like Fortnite is a third-person shooter with building mechanics, and it has done so much more than just being a third-person shooter with building mechanics, right? We're a video game, and there should be some level of innovation if you're especially coming in with the expectation of a live service game. And I feel like Bungie's been falling behind in that regard for the past few years. And unfortunately, or rather fortunately, Bungie's so good at making a good first-person shooter that it doesn't matter that much, but it's now starting to matter because now that's starting to get old. And a 10-year lifespan is pretty good.
I kind of understand his analogies, but in my opinion, as the game developers, as the game maker, you're supposed to mix the menu up. So I get where the analogy is coming from about, like, if you eat the same thing every damn day of every damn week, it's gonna get stale. But to be a developer of a live service game, you gotta shake the menu up. And
Yeah, I would
Interesting. So Cross agrees.
I would agree with
especially
that.
if
Shake
you
it up, baby.
Plan on that game going for as
We all
many
agree.
years as it's going. And look, you know,
Gentlemen, I'm glad we all agree on such a salient point.
I do agree with what Jake is saying, that it would be a good idea to take breaks.
But I'm going to say from my perspective, at least for the past year, my perspective is I have played other games just as much as I have played Destiny 2.
I wish I could play other games as much as I play Destiny, because I have to play Destiny because it's part of my job. So and that's kind of kept me from burnout in a weird way. Anyway, I'll let everyone else talk. Let the cool people
I still
talk.
come back and I still find flaws and I
Yep.
still find frustrations
Yep.
with the game. And I still question some of the decisions that Bungie makes,
Yep.
even when taking those breaks.
If you feel this way about Destiny, you feel tired of it, bored of it, frustrated by it, stop playing until final shape. Go play a
Good call.
different game, take a break
Good
from
call.
gaming, do something else.
Let me just say this. He is right. If you are burnt out on the game, go play something else until final
Agree.
shape. At the same time, as a developer of a live service game, if you're a developer of a live service
Get
game,
better.
if you're Bungie, the last thing you want people to do
Is leaving your game.
is take a break.
Yeah.
Because what happens in those breaks? Suddenly we get an idea. Let's go play Power World. Oh, I could just play Power World all the fucking time. Oh my
Yep.
God, my base. I can build these base. I can capture all these pals. Suddenly I play Power World every day of my life. Now it's 4 or 5 years later.
Yep. Destiny, and the reason why we keep coming back to Destiny is like Destiny's like a lifestyle game, right? I would put other games similar to this, something like I know this is crazy, but go look on Steam charts. You won't think that this is this crazy when you look on Steam charts. Find Destiny, find Stardew Valley. I'm gonna blow your freaking mind with that. Anyway, Stardew Valley kind of being another kind of just lifestyle game, and what Cross is saying here is absolutely 100% correct. Like, you'll find another lifestyle game, and suddenly you've lost a player permanently, right? Like, innovation, I feel, is the solution.
I'm just saying, again, if I was, not a developer, but if I was to develop something, I would want to make something so addicting because you don't want the players to ever leave.
Yeah, I also agree that it is in the game devs' best interest to make a really enjoyable game that people want to keep playing and people want to keep grinding. I do agree. Although I think it's healthy, even for really addicting games. I still think it's a good idea to take breaks and stuff like that. I think Bungie or any AAA game dev would be like, okay, yeah,
Fallout.
play the shit
I don't
out
like
of
how
our
close
game,
we're getting.
for sure, grind the hell out of it.
I thought we
But,
would stop
go
about
touch
5
grass,
seconds ago.
experience other games, but then come back.
Fallout.
was a time-
Okay. I think Fallout's kind of touching on this here, and I do want to make a slight call out on this. The job of a good developer is not to make an addictive game, it's to make a good game, right? And I know what Cross is saying. He wants to say you make a game that's so good it's addictive, right? But there are plenty of games that are designed to be addictive, not necessarily designed to be good. They can be good games that are addictive. You get what I'm saying? Like, they can overlap, but addictive isn't necessarily the goal. And I don't think that's what he's saying.
Cross, are you about to mention RuneScape? Yes, I took a break from RuneScape.
Anybody else picturing Cross like small? Like, what does Cross look like but baby? Picture that in your mind. Okay, let's move on.
If we have a bunch of friends who are playing Destiny, it's going to be more enjoyable to be playing Destiny. When you've got a big group of people texting each other, Discord pinging
Dude,
each
that's
other
the
about
best.
the raid,
I love that
about weekly
feeling.
resets, about
we all just enjoyed a moment of solidarity between each other. Like, I felt like spiritually connected to all three of these folks just all at once. I do think that's more a merit of your friend, not necessarily a merit of the game. Although, of course, gaming with friends is always better, right? But if what I'm afraid of is that nowadays it feels like Destiny, I don't know, this isn't really the point that necessarily is being made, but I feel like it's a point that should be made. Destiny feels much more of a game to hang out with friends with, not a game to play and friends hang out, if that makes sense.
This isn't even a Bungie fault. We're gonna get to Bungie stuff soon. But again, this is just a natural 9.5 years after Destiny comes out, 6.5 years after Destiny 2 comes out, people are going to leave the game. People are gonna lose excitement for the game. And in doing so, your friend group that plays, they're probably gonna not play as much. And
that is absolutely. I made a handful of my absolute best friends in Destiny. If you guys have been watching Spicy Clips for a while, you guys notice you haven't seen Electro in a while? Yeah, it's because he's not playing Destiny anymore. He's moved on, and it sucks.
And I think that they unfairly talk about how horrible Destiny is just because of the very natural pain point that is the decreasing player population. Now let's talk about Bungie real quick in a couple of ways that I think that they are sort of fueling all this and making things worse than they need to be.
I'm curious what everyone has to say about this.
They sort of prey on the nostalgia that we have for Destiny and the emotion that we have from all these, whether you've been playing for 3 years, 6 years, 9 years, whatever, our emotions from playing for so long and being a part of a community for so long. I don't know how many different times in trailers, in interviews or whatnot, you have people on the mic telling us who we are so excited and so thirsty for new content, telling us that the better days are ahead. The best Destiny is still to come. This feels a little bit predatory to me.
I don't know if I agree with his use of the word predatory. Basic marketing.
I think I know what he's trying to say, though. The GDC talk that always gets referenced of be careful of over delivery, you'll set patterns. In that exact same GDC, you'll see them talk about velocity versus position, right? They'll talk about where the game is going, where the players think the game is going, rather than where the game is, right? And they've always relied on that. They've always relied on velocity versus position. So predatory, yeah, that's probably not the best word for it, but I understand what he's trying to say. It's that velocity that Bungie really focuses around. It's the feeling that it's gonna get better, and it's worked for freaking 9-10 years, right?
Destiny's never gonna be as fun for you as it used to be. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Maybe 1 out of 100 of you are gonna actually have the—
No! I can't accept that.
Yeah, I don't accept that either.
It can't be true, man. It can't be true. I buy into it every year. Every year I buy into it. Say it ain't true. Dude, this is starting to get into like game psychology. You know what I mean? At what point does the game peak for you? You know? Me. This is not the therapy session I wanted to have today. Let's just continue.
I see where Cross is at, but I think the game is also what you make of it. Like, that's kind of our whole channel, right? Our whole channel is the game is what you make of it. And I still feel like the best days are ahead of us. Maybe I'm foolish. Maybe I'm the youngest here and I'm the idiot. But I still feel like the best days could be, if Bungie were able to get their shite together, could be ahead of them. But I think that's going to take too many broken bones, metaphorically speaking, for it to actually get there, so it probably will never happen. But I love this community.
Mac makes a great point. Is he right? Probably. Will I believe it? Absolutely
Copium.
not.
Yeah.
All the way to—
Dude, wait, does that mean that there's 4 people reacting to this? Well, excuse me, 5 people reacting to this? Because MacDix was technically in that chat.
We look back to 9 years ago or whenever it was you started playing, and they feel like the good old days. All your friends were playing, your community was playing, the game was fresh. You'd never tried a shooter like this where you could get stuff from PvE or PvP and apply them to different builds and use them in different places and grind.
It's just everybody nodding.
Haven't gotten or perfect armor builds or whatever. It was exciting to you.
I get what he's saying, but at the same time, isn't this the thing with literally every game? It comes out, it's new. Oh my God, amazing! It's a new game. Let's all play together and yada, yada, yada. But then, you know, after time goes on, the population just kind of goes down.
Yep,
I feel like this
absolutely.
happens with everything. It's happening with Helldivers.
Yeah.
Happening with a bunch of stuff.
Kind of a nothing burger
Excitement was
statement.
Part of what
Yeah,
made
I agree.
Destiny so good. It's never going to feel that good again. You're never going to be able to recapture that excitement again.
The best times are behind you. It's time to be sad.
That's why I think sequels are important. That's why I do think a Destiny 3 would be important.
Well, that's kind of what expansions are, right?
Bungie's responsibility to come out here if they want to continue to keep us within this franchise.
Yeah.
To mix that menu up, to change things up. Helldivers has really changed my perspective on live service games. Literally playing Helldivers right now. And last night or sometime yesterday, an invasion takes place. Like literally we unlocked it in the game, and the game masters within them, which is just the game developers, initiated an invasion from the robots.
I would love if they would add that to D2, the ability to potentially fail a community challenge.
No, that's impossible. Their decisions don't matter in Destiny, and it drives me freaking nuts. Decisions have never mattered in Destiny. You have no volition, and I hate it. Nothing you do matters in Destiny. You are just a blur. But yes, I agree. I would agree 100%. That'd be really cool. It's never going to happen, though.
Before Dado starts hearing people talking about D3, I do agree with Cross. Yeah, I'm on that hamster wheel, man. If they put out D3, I feel like a lot of people would have that, oh boy, it's fresh and new feeling again. Cope. I got it. But yeah, I do agree. I don't know if that's happening. I would love if it did. Would we wind up in the same exact place? Sure.
Isn't that what Marathon's supposed to be, though? Like, obviously it's a different IP. Right? But isn't that what Marathon's meant to be? It's meant to be the next iteration of Bungie's big sci-fi grand opera of whatever, right? I think that's kind of what they're going for. Rather, they feel the need that they need to divorce the Destiny IP so that they can try something new, right? And they actually get something that's new and exciting. So, my 2 cents.
And my issue with Destiny for years is everything has been on these rails. It's this on the rails storytelling, yet they sit behind, the wall here and say it's a live service game. I don't feel
it's a single player game with extra steps.
I feel like everything is just scripted. A game for everyone is a game for no one.
I do love that
way,
quote.
I feel like
Bungie it's a good quote.
Kept trying to make the game for everyone. So I think that's a great philosophy to have.
I think that's kind of what they're doing with the checkmate modifier thing. I like, as much as I dislike the checkmate modifier as a Crucible thing, I'm totally fine with normal Crucible. I think that they need to address it in a different direction, but that's fine. I would rather them try to innovate and fail than to never innovate at all.
It's only gonna be worse in a year. What I'm about to talk about is not factually sound, but as somebody who
I know why he's saying that, though, because every time you make a comment, this isn't necessarily Destiny community, this is just the internet as a whole, but anytime you make a comment about something that has any sort of like bearing as this being a statement of truth, a statement of fact, you always will get the actually people in there, right? Or at least that's not 100% accurate, which is why when I say go look at the stats of Steam charts, I always have to follow it up and say, I know this doesn't always show the entirety of the Destiny population, because inevitably, 100% without fail, somebody will say, actually, there's a lot more others. Yeah, I know, I get it. This is a barometer, dude. Calm down.
I'm almost sure that we are about to get our last ever big DLC.
Probably.
Our last ever big raid.
Yep.
And although they are kind of teasing about this idea of episodes kind of continuing forever and people just coming back every 4 months to check out the new stuff in Destiny, this feeling that we have leading up to the final shape of, oh my goodness, we need this so desperately as a community, I think this is the last time we ever get it.
Damn, I really hope not.
That big...
I don't think he's wrong. I think for it not to be true, Marathon has to fail. Bungie has to like fall back, basically. They have to retreat, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to put more effort into Marathon. Could be me.
Annual DLC is necessary for how many of us play and envision Destiny.
Oh, so I mentioned this already. Velocity is what matters, right? That's exactly what he's talking about here. Velocity, not position.
I can almost guarantee you that the Destiny player base is going to be a...
Man, I really hope he's wrong. I hope that Jake is wrong. I fear that he might not be wrong. I really wish Bungie would give us more information about what is coming.
Yeah, I agree with that.
After both the final shape and after the episodic.
Presume they had something good. They would talk about it, presumably. Hopefully, right? Presume they had something not as good. Maybe not quite as exciting. Why would they mention it? Why would they bring it up? Let the perception go on that people are going to get the better stuff. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's a bit of doomer speak. Sorry.
They could just be like, well, we're done. I don't think they're going to do that because they need... they don't have Marathon out yet, and they need to continually generate income. They're a company after all, right? Or they could do Destiny 3. Don't tell Dado I said that.
Fallout. I know what you're feeling, man. Just get out. You've got the skills. Just leave the rest of us behind. You, Cross, Dado, and a handful of others, you've got the skills. Pivot. You can do it. I believe in you. It's too late for me, but you can get out.
But yeah, I do share his fear.
I do agree with Jake on this. I think that this year, I think Final Shape is probably going to be the last annual expansion that we have for a while. They may
Sad
try to
if it is
throw
the
some
last
annual
big expansion.
after that, but I think it's going to happen after Marathon is out. Marathon
Maybe,
is
yeah.
a joke. Look, man, I got different information. I got information that
You got information?
Marathon wasn't received that well, but I haven't
Really?
personally played Marathon. You know, I heard there was Tarkov streamers that got to play it. Who knows what the sentiment was?
I didn't hear
Am I
that
gonna
at
give
all.
Marathon a fair shake? Sure. I'm gonna try it out.
Me
We're
too.
gonna see how it plays out next year. Maybe Marathon's gonna be the greatest game Bungie's ever made. It might.
Has Bungie made like a bad game, an objectively terrible game, like a 5 out of 10 star game? I don't think so. I think almost everything Bungie has made has been a pretty good game. Even Destiny, where people like will crap on Destiny, it's still a good game at its core. It has problems, absolutely, but I don't think Bungie can make a really truly terrible game. Maybe not the greatest, maybe a forgettable game, but not a bad game.
Surely not. It cannot be shit. It cannot be. But again,
Oh man, the cross copium. I wanna ride that train. I wanna ride it. I wanna huff that copium as hard as you, buddy boy. Yeah, I hope Marathon does well. I don't play Tarkov or anything like that, but I mean, I'll give it a fair shake. I hope it's good. I hope Destiny doesn't suffer.
I think the biggest thing that Marathon's going to suffer from is just being too late to the table. Who knows? And they can always fall back on Destiny.
would it be better if Bungie came out and said, this is it? This is the last annual
Man,
expansion.
I don't know.
Or
Good
Final
question.
Shape launches, 6 months go by. We're waiting for the next annual expansion to be talked about, and then it just doesn't happen.
Ah, okay. So, like I said, I haven't actually seen this, but Cross arrives at the same conclusion. Interesting. I want to see where he goes with this.
Dude, that would be terrible. Everybody would be like, what the hell's going on over there? I want to see Kate again. It's funny
Hey,
that you mentioned
don't
that,
we
'cause
all?
Jake just said that Bungie plays
Nostalgia.
on nostalgia.
Yep.
And funny enough, we're getting Kate again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's kind of got a point, right?
Maybe one day in the future, Bungie will make a
Sheesh.
Destiny 3 or sell the rights to it for another company to make something similar with Halo. Because this is a definite, wonderful community of people that at
Agree.
this point may be
Hard agree.
fragmented in all kinds of different places, but they have an opportunity to create a game years down the road that all of us will come back to. And I'm doing this all with
maybe.
no script, by the way. No preparation.
Well
I
done.
just
Same.
showered and was thinking about, I should record a video
I'd
talking
never do
about this
that.
stuff. This is all pretty
Dude,
much
the
one
shower.
take.
The
Anyway, to
shower brings
conclude
it out.
I think I've said everything I need to say.
For me, it's actually lying in bed at like 3 a.m. It sucks.
Oh my god, should I tell people this? I'll tell people this. There's like I have this fucking type of thing that I buy on Amazon. Like, you're like sticky notes for the shower.
Dude, that's
Like,
so
I don't go into
cool.
the shower expecting to have a brainstorm session, but sometimes you go in, you shower, and you just get lost and you think, and I don't want to have those thoughts get lost, so I write them down.
All right, well, here's where things get a little personal and the whole story related to Bungie.
So I know where
Wonder
he's
if
going
he's
with
going to
this.
talk about cheating in PvP.
Yeah.
Love Jake. It's just this is something he brings up a lot, and I
As he
definitely
should.
agree with him. Cheating
Yeah,
in PvP
as he should.
probably affects him far more than the average player.
My
Fair
biggest
enough.
personal issue with Bungie and where we are currently as a fragmented community is their inability to tackle the cheater and harassment problem in Destiny. And you
That
might
is
be
a
thinking,
very
oh my
annoying
god,
problem.
here he goes again. Or, anti-cheat, wrong with it. But here's
he
the
does
process.
talk about
Everyone's going to have different reasons for disliking or liking something. So, yeah, it makes sense that Jake has his problems with cheating. That's what affects him most. That's what makes his experience the worst.
this a lot.
The anti-cheat may catch a few people here and there, but
is
so many
very
people cheating,
frustrating.
whether that's hardcore aim hacking, wall hacking, whether that's Cronus's or Zims giving bonus aim assists and all kinds of crazy stuff they do that I don't even fully understand. People are getting through, and a lot of people are getting through. The reason I'm so frustrated with Bungie here, I understand that many video games are dealing with cheaters, and that it's not necessarily a Bungie problem. They have a lot of creators, I'm gonna raise my hand and say I'm one of them, who does everything they can to take down the names of people who are cheating, of people who are harassing, and provide as much
Yup.
evidence as possible
Yup,
as
yup, yup.
all of the terms of service that they are breaking, and then hand deliver them to people who specifically work at Bungie for these things. Yet, month after month after month, these same people who've been either terrorizing me or terrorizing the playlist or whatever, they're still playing.
That is really frustrating. I will hard agree with Jake on this pain point.
Played Rumble last night, and yeah, every lobby had a cheater. It's gotten really bad, guys. You know,
Really?
I don't know if the
Every
ratio
lobby?
was
Holy
before,
shit.
but I'm serious. Like every Rumble.
I haven't played Rumble in a while.
Why would you cheat in Rumble? That doesn't matter. Imagine getting your account banned over playing a game of Rumble where nothing matters. Console doesn't have that many cheaters, so I don't know how bad it is over on PC, but I do know that when I was doing PC lobbies for stream a little while back, we got cheaters. We both matched Jake and we got cheaters. It was a wild stream.
I personally think what they should do is they should go in there and they should give a select few player mod rights. Essentially, you make me a player mod. And that way, when that guy across from me dicks on me, I can just ban him.
No, what? Cross. Is he memeing? Is he fucking serious? Yeah, immediately in the chat, you would abuse it.
You can. Anyone ever seen Bruce Almighty? Like, I feel like this is the entire plot of Bruce Almighty. Anyway.
Well, yeah, if he's being serious, that's a horrible, horrible idea. No, 1,000 times no to that.
It'd be funny,
though. You can't put that power in the hands of... No.
But it'd be funny.
This is a crazy idea. Horrible. Love Cross. Horrible idea.
That would mitigate most cheaters. Now, will I hit some innocents in that? Probably, right?
He's not.
Occasionally,
There's no
maybe
way he's
one,
serious.
Two, maybe three. I may ban someone who is a legitimate good player. But think about all the cheaters I would...
Bro,
There's no way he's serious.
No.
He's joking.
No.
Here's what I will advocate for, though. Rather than giving players just the ability to ban people outright, give players the ability to escalate priorities on people that they suspect to be cheating, right? Bump them up the list. So it still has to be reviewed by Bungie, by somebody at Bungie, right? But it escalates them up the list on like, hey, this person's probably cheating, look at them first, right? So then the responsibility isn't on the player, but it does give them the tools to actually do something about it, maybe a little bit faster. The thing is that bans come in waves, and if you watch Pirate Software, you might know why.
We are truly in a desperate situation if that is the recommended idea from Cross.
But I think my days...
Will I catch a couple of innocent players? Probably.
I think he's joking, but I think my idea is not bad, though. Maybe that's hubris.
No, just get Bungie to do more on that front. Don't do this.
Would get in the process. I mean, when you think about it, right? Like, come on, it's a sacrifice that's worthy.
One of the biggest...
He was serious? I thought for sure he was going to end that with saying, okay, guys, I'm clearly joking. No, he was serious? Cross! Okay, but my idea was actually pretty good, though, right?
Didn't the security team get laid off? Didn't
I really hope not.
a number of the... It was like 50% of the security team got laid off.
50%?
Most
I
of the
really hope not.
security team got fired. Dude, Bungie just went
I
in
didn't
there.
know
like,
that.
They were laying off. They were just
I
like,
really
dude,
hope
we gotta
that is
save
not the
money.
case.
Slash everything. Maybe they should hire someone.
One thing I never want to play the card of it would probably be so easy, because I don't like when people say that in general. Like, I'm not a game dev. I've never been a game dev. I really don't know how easy it would or would not be. So I don't like saying that. But I 10,000% agree that they should be doing more. I don't care what it is, except for that idea that Astacross had. Don't do that. Do other things.
Bungie, I'm going to say this directly to anybody who's listening. I will pay for the salary of somebody to do the job
Really?
I am describing right now.
Wow,
If you
okay.
have no money, because that's been a thing we've heard from Bungie,
Feel
is
it.
that they've got budget issues. They
Jake.
can't afford
Yeah.
things. I will finance this. If you want to hire somebody to manually review
Wow.
trials of...
It's a good business investment, right? From Jake's point of view, like let's just cut the crap here, right? Jake gets paid to stream on Twitch. That is his job, and he does a fantastic job. So for him, it's just a smart business investment. This just makes sense. If he gets less people that are just making the game awful for everybody and helping him out in the process, that's almost a tax write-off at that point. I don't know, but yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And yeah, if it matters that much to him, put his money where his mouth is, right? That's exactly what he's saying, is I will put my money where my mouth is.
Osiris and any PvP accounts that are flagged
I
by
guess
a lot
Jake
of
is doing
people
well.
or who statistically are just wildly improved compared to anybody else. If you want to manually review that and hire someone to do it, I will pay for it. That's how serious I am about how easy this would be and how much it would help.
What a terrible look though for a developer. Like I am completely
That would be a
behind Jake
horrible
on this. I would love it if they would take this deal.
Man.
What a terrible look for a developer. Can you
Yeah, it
imagine
would be
the
a bad
headlines?
look.
True.
Pay salary for person to actually implement anti-cheat.
Yes. It would be a PR nightmare.
Yeah. I think everybody would run with that. If you beat
Yeah.
me in a 1v1, you are 1,000% cheating because there's no other, no feasible possible way. And I will report you. And I
True.
do this in Rumble games. I do this
Fucking
in trials
true.
games and comp games, all of them. And if you feel that I have falsely called you out, and if you even show definitive proof, good shit, did AI produce that shit for you? That's really
Okay,
nice.
so he is
Huh?
joking.
I
Good.
can shoot that footage.
Good.
I don't believe you for a fucking second.
Point I want to make here is I'm not the one who I don't want to take responsibility for banning the cheaters. I don't want that job. But having some unbiased person review.
So I'm saying, guys, priority up. Like, give people like take like a diet version of Cross's joke idea. Give people the ability to bump up people in the list, right? I don't think it's actually that bad of an idea. Maybe I'm huffing some crazy ass copium. I'll give you my dealer.
It's just absolutely infuriatingly in the face of all of us who've supported their game for so long. And it's the biggest problem I have with them. All of the devs who worked their ass off, DLC after DLC, update after update, I respect them so freaking much. Those devs work hard and they create an incredible game. I am a huge fan of the vast majority of Bungie. But whoever's in charge of security, I don't know who's in charge of it, but whoever is, I've got a
Apparently
problem with
nobody.
you. I can't believe nothing's being done, but tip of the cap to all the devs who worked their ass off. I don't want any disrespect towards you from me or any of my viewers.
I wish that more was being done on the PvP cheater front. Again, I'm not a dev. I don't know what the solution is. All I know is that there's clearly a problem. I really don't know. I'm very curious now as to how many people are left on the current security team after the
Nobody wants to talk
layoff
about that, though. Bungie's
situation
not going to
that
talk
happened.
about that.
Honestly, that's it. Unscripted, ranting. I hope it made sense and was good to sort of
was all right.
take
It was
it
fine.
all
We're
and
good. We're
bundle
good.
it real quick. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Great video,
I
Jake.
appreciate you making it all the way
Great
through
video.
the video. If
Great
you made
video,
it all
Cross.
the way through, not only
Great video, Fallout.
Second of all, leave a comment.
I need,
If we do end up getting a reaction chain, great video, person.
and I need to leave a comment. You just suck ass. It's not a constructive comment, but I just think we should put that in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great.
Let's keep the tradition going here. Cheaters.
Are we doing that?
Interesting video.
Man, I don't want to follow. All right, fine. There, I'm doing my part.
God, I hope our best days are still ahead.
Cope? I don't think they are. I don't think so. But I think that the community, if Bungie gives us the tools to make it better from a community first point of view, I think it could be. Like, imagine if we got a forge system, you know what I mean? Then it very well could be. But I think Jake's right. I think that is the last expansion that we'll ever get. Guys, go check out Fallout. And while you're there, you might as well check out Astrocross. And, you know, just go the extra mile and check out Jake as well. They're all fantastic people. I hope I'm not stepping on any toes. I might start a fire, but it'll be funny regardless. Bless your faces, deuces.